Douglas Nixon. Doug Everingham was born on June 25, 1923, and died on August 26, 2017. He was an Australian politician and minister. Born in Washope, New South Wales, Everingham graduated with a Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery from the University of Sydney in 1946 and worked in public and private hospitals and as a family doctor. He spent time in New South Wales psychiatric hospitals before relocating back to Rockhampton, Queensland, where he'd done his internship. Everingham's first attempt at entering politics came in 1963 when he unsuccessfully ran as the Australian Labor Party candidate in the seat of Dawson, but was defeated by the Country Party's George Shaw. Following the death of member for Capricornia George Grey, Everingham nominated for pre-selection for the resulting 1967 by-election. Everingham won pre-selection, beating out local Rockhampton Labour identity Evan Schwarten, father of Robert Schwarten, at a time when Labour leader Gough Whitlam was seeking more tertiary-educated Labour MPs amongst the party's traditional working-class members. Everingham went on to win the 1967 by-election, beating his nearest rival, the Liberal candidate Frank Rudd, and was subsequently elected as member for Capricornia, serving on the opposition. 3. After Labour was returned to power at the 1972 federal election, Gough Whitlam appointed Everingham as Minister for Health. Everingham was a proponent of the proposed State Route 1 set of spelling reforms, which resulted in him renaming his department the Department of Health and prompting Prime Minister Whitlam to send correspondence to Everingham beginning with "Dear Doug" and signed "Yours GOF." Everingham was one of many Queensland Labour MPs to lose their seats at the 1975 election held after the dismissal, defeated by the National Country Party's Colin Carriage. However, Everingham was re-elected in 1977 when he was victorious against Carriage at the 1977 election. He remained the member for Capricornia until his retirement at the 1984 election. Everingham was the coordinator of the World Election Commission in the World Government of World Citizens. He was appointed by the World Coordinator Gary Davis. At the time of his death in late August 2017, Everingham was one of 4 remaining original Whitlam government ministers. His death prompted a number of tributes, including from long-serving state Labour MP Robert Schwarten, who described Everingham as the "father of Medicare" due to his campaign for Australia to have a universal healthcare system. Schwarten described Everingham as being instrumental in establishing Medicare, which was originally known as Medibank. Another local Rockhampton Labour identity, Barry Large, former member for Capricornia Kirsten Livermore's long-serving political advisor, recalled it was Everingham who first invited him to a Labour Party meeting. Large also revealed Everingham helped him as his family GP with rehabilitation after Large lost his voice due to injuries sustained in a car accident in 1964. Everingham was known for his fierce campaigning against cigarettes, alcohol, drugs and the sport of boxing. Large recalled that Everingham placed anti-smoking stickers on cigarette vending machines throughout Parliament House in Canberra due to his anti-tobacco stance. Everingham was married twice, his 2 wives having predeceased him. Everingham had 2 daughters, Joanne and Sue, and 2 sons, Stephen and Rick. Everingham's son Stephen was killed at the age of 22 in a car accident in June 1973. Stephen's 19-year-old passenger was also killed in the accident. The car collided head-on with a truck on the Warrego Highway near Laidley, west of Brisbane, while Stephen and his passenger were returning to the Queensland Agricultural College at Laws, where they were both students. At the time of his death, Doug Everingham had 7 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild, 2 step-grandchildren, and 3 step-grandchildren. He died at 95 years old.